matter where you are, the streets can be a dangerous place. Are you really prepared to defend yourself? Welcome to Nine Dragon Bakwazang for Street Combat. I'm Captain John Painter of the American Rangers. This 6-tape series is not about classical martial art. It's about how to defend yourself in an actual street fight. The techniques you're going to be working with are based upon the methods I've developed in over 20 years of training law enforcement officers in defensive tactics and also as a professional bodyguard.
Bakwazang originated from the Taoists in China hundreds of years ago as an art of self-cultivation and personal self-defense. Now, while no one knows who the original creator of Bakwazang was, historians agree that a man named Dong Hai Chuan first introduced it in Beijing at the imperial court. The art was so powerful that it became the combat method of choice for the imperial guards. Bakwazang, which means 8-diagram palm boxing, is an unusual style of combat based upon the ancient book, the I Ching, or Book of Changes. Today, there are many varying systems and teachers of this art. The Ermei Mountain Nine Dragon style of Bakwazang that I practice was said to have been created by the late Taoist master Li Qingyun, who lived over 100 years in Sichuan province. Master Li taught this system to only family members of his clan for use in their work as wagon masters or bodyguards. I was introduced to this style as a young boy by my instructor, a cousin of Master Li's, over 30 years ago. It is the purest form of the Nine Dragon, and it relies on the development of heightened sensitivity, the applications of circular body principles and internally generated energies, rather than on specific fighting forms or techniques. The Nine Dragon style is a method for creating practical, natural combat skills, which can be designated to suit each individual's personal abilities. It is based upon the concepts of defensive tactic strategies, biomechanics, mind-body synthesis, and these syntheses are expressed through the 8 basic palms and 6 basic stances of the art. As you have no doubt gathered, this tape is not about fancy moves or complex demonstration forms. What I will be presenting in this series of tapes is the combat methods and training principles. These are developed from using Nine Dragon Bakwa in my over 20 years of street experience in law enforcement, tactical training as a professional bodyguard. I will help you to learn how to train to develop the unique, natural Bakwazang awareness and combat principles for practical street survival.
In the Nine Dragon Bakwazang system, we utilize the development of what's known as internal energy. The internal energy helps you to remain calm, balanced, and centered when you're in the midst of combat. Many people call internal energy chi, or life force. As a doctor of naturopathic medicine, I've spent a great deal of time researching chi, or internal energy, but I still don't feel like I should try to explain it in Western concepts at this time. So for the purposes of this series, we're going to look at the development of chi from a purely mental, physical standpoint. What we need to do is be able to be still, centered, and poised. To do that, we're going to practice what we call the void stance exercise. This is usually done from the center of a circle. If you don't have a circle to practice in, that's okay. Just learn to stand and relax and be at peace with yourself. This is very important to learn to be calm and well-rooted and well-centered. I'm going to bring in one of my students, Mike, now, that Mike helped demonstrate the basic alignments in standing. This is called the standing or void exercise. What we want to do is have Mike relax his legs a little bit and bend them, bring his head up to here, and then act as though he's lifting from the top of his head here gently. Don't strain anything. The spine will feel like it's lengthening slightly as he picks up from what the Chinese call the Bai Hui point here on the top of the head. The shoulders should stay relaxed and drop down. Don't bring them too far forward. Don't bring them too far back. You don't want to be tense anywhere. The term sung means to let go or release, so you stand naturally like a pine tree growing up towards the heavens. Now, in this position, Mike's ears should be balanced so they're directly over the point of his shoulders. The point of his shoulders should be directly over his hips. His hips should be directly over the center of his feet, here. He should not feel pulled forward or backwards. He should relax his gaze, but not close his eyes. He should gaze off into a direction gently without focusing on any one thing, and then just stand very still and very quiet without moving. This will develop root, center, and internal energy. This is the technique of void standing. Practice this about 10 to 15 minutes a day. Work up to 20 or more minutes a day, and you will understand what kind of power this type of simple exercise will develop. One of the things I find so exciting about the 9-Dragon Bakwazang system is that it systematically breaks everything down into pieces so that we can understand the art from the first part and the second part, the third part, put it all together to make it work for us. What we're going to discuss now is the concept of stances. A stance is the positioning of the body from the waist down. Now, a stance is how we move. For example, in the void stance, we learned earlier for the chi exercise. This is also a martial stance. As a matter of fact, it's usually our basic beginning or fighting stance. We'll explain why later. But we have other stances or positions that the body takes. These stances and positioning help us to deliver force and power, neutralize energy, and push energy forward, lift energy up, and pull energy down. They're not meant to be static positions. They're meant to be ways of delivering and issuing power from the entire body. So to understand that, we issue and deliver power from the legs, up through the hips, and finally into the torso, and then into the palms as we use a stance. I'm going to bring in Matt, one of our students, and we're going to talk about, come on Matt, we're going to talk about the different types of stances and techniques. Now Matt, the first one we're going to look at is the void. I want you to stand right here. You stand very relaxed, just like we were doing the standing exercise. Just get right in the very middle of the circle there. You'll notice we have 8 gua all the way around you. That's just 8 different positions. A stance like this is a very relaxed position. It's called a neutral position because from this position, you can move in any direction or any place that you want to move. You can go forward, backward, left, right, anywhere you want to move. That's why we call this the void or neutral position. If I push him, he can take a stance real quickly and move around, change his position instantly. So he can always start from this void stance. Now the next one, come back over here with me and we'll work on this. The next one we'll call the dragon stance. From the void, we're going to stand like this, and then we're going to step forward, choose our right foot, just put a heel down, not too far. We don't want a big wide stance here. Just come forward to here with the heel. Drop the heel down and sit down on the back leg. Let the shoulders relax. Turn the shoulder, the right shoulder, if it's the right foot, a little bit forward like so, and keep the head up. Let the shoulders relax, the chest round. Keep the knee always over the toe here, and always keep this knee over this toe. Be very careful to avoid coming in with the knee or going out with the knee. This places a terrible strain on the ligaments and tendons and is not healthy. So keep this toe and knee alignment always in mind. Keep the shoulder just a little bit turned inward so the body is slightly slanted. Make sure that the hip stays under here in the dragon position, not tucked too tightly, and the head up. Anytime you lean the head this way, or tilt the head, or turn the head, you're affecting the entire musculature of the body, and it's going to reduce power. So don't do that. Keep it straight and relaxed, but not stiff. Don't bring the chest up big and large because this will negate the use of your pectoral muscles when you're punching, blocking, and striking. This is called the dragon stance. The next one is called the tiger. And from here, we'll simply go with the movement by pushing forward with the rear leg. That's it. Push forward right here, keeping it nice and relaxed and steady. Again, the toe remains 45 degrees. The body stays relaxed, the head up, the shoulders not too tensed. You don't have to square this up too much. It can be about right here, like this. Again, notice knee-toe alignment, shoulders relaxed, and knee-toe alignment must be right here also. A little bit more out here, not too far out. The one thing you do not want to do is have your foot facing outward at 90 degrees from your other foot this way. because that will allow you to, when you do that, you'll only be using 2 of the 4 muscles in your thigh. You want to use all 4 muscles in your thigh to push or press with. This is called a tiger stance, and it looks like a tiger leaping forward. All right, from this stance, we will go back into the next position, which will be the phoenix stance, which is coming up on one toe and then up on one foot, like so. Now, we don't have to work on balance. We just want to be able to bring the knee up. So this is like a striking stance. Don't lock this knee out. Keep the knee well bent, this in here and centered and relaxed. And then just learn to step down into the dragon stance with this. You come up and step down. This is sometimes used in getting away from someone striking at your foot or hitting at you. So you come up and then down. Okay? You can come up from there, shift down into the dragon, come up again, and then shift down, and then go into a tiger. Very good. All right? From that position, we're going to work on what we call the serpent stance. This is a crossing stance. In this, we will cross one foot over the other, like so. And we relax and put the weight on the back leg, the body facing forward, and the weight is here. Now again, this is just a stance. In actual application, we'll be moving with these rapidly and quickly as we flow, sometimes coming forward, sometimes coming back. It'll all depend on how we use the stance. Very important that we understand how to stand here and just relax and then carry the stance into movement. All right? These are the basic stances we will be using as we move through the 9 Dragon Bakwa Zang.